Hey everyone. We've got a couple of people in here. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Welcome. Hi Anna.
Hi guys.
Let's wait for a few more. Cool. Hello.
Yeah, so we should probably introduce ourselves so everybody knows.
I didn't know if we were waiting for some more to come in, but yeah, welcome to this BuyBotPro Deep Dive Training session. I'm Matt and this is Holly. And basically we're going to be talking about all things BuyBotPro. So if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. We've got some videos for you, so we're going to run through a couple of things and I'll list those off in a second. But yeah, we're basically going to watch a video and then we'll talk about it afterwards, answer any questions that you've got. So the videos that we have, or should I wait for some more to join?
That's okay. Yeah, we can tell them now.
Yeah. So just to give you a bit of insight into what exactly we're going to be talking about in regards to BuyBotPro today, we have got a video on the seller storefront, which is to do with the competition analysis in BuyBotPro, where you can basically go into other sellers' stores. But obviously the video is going to explain all of that, so I won't give too much away. We're going to do a video on the MultiMarket Analyzer, the BuyBotPro charts, the new package dimensions and weight feature, and the VAT toggles. So those are the topics that we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, very exciting.
Let's see. Hello to anyone that's just joined.
Yep, we've got 19 here with us now, so that's good. Where are you guys all from? Where are you joining us from today?
Yeah,
we always love to hear, don't we?
Yeah. I just want to know how you guys are enjoying the summer weather as well, if you are having good weather.
Yeah, it's nice today, isn't it? It's nice and warm.
Yeah, it's all right today. But it's not as sunny. It might be a bit different where you are, but...
No, it's not as sunny, but I'm just not cold. So like, I'm just thankful for the influx of heat.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, the cold is Holly's kryptonite.
I do not like to be cold. It's not fun. So we've got Zahid from London, Darren from Cardiff, Sarah from West London, Lola from London, Steve from New York. Yeah. Is it hot in New York right now?
I don't know. Let us know, Steve. Is it hot in New York? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, we've got Luca from North Wales, Ureem from Kansas.
Hooray, West London. Kay from Gloucester. And it's very muggy here in my shed counting stock whilst watching this. Oh,
perfect. 70. I don't know what that is in...
Is that would be 70. It won't be degrees, will it? It's the other one.
No, it's our centigrade. I'm not very good at all that. Not very good at these different levels. Hey, Karen. Hey, okay, Karen. So I think we've probably got everyone here now because we've got 23 people. So we could probably jump into a video, do you think?
Yeah, sure. Which one do you think is best to start with? Should we do the seller storefront first?
That's a biggie. That's new, isn't it? That's exciting. Let's go with that one.
So we'll start off big. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a video now for you guys, and we'll rejoin you after the video and answer any questions that you've got. So please feel free to pop them in the chat. I'll play that now. So catch you in a minute.
See you soon.
So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about something that is fairly new in BuyBotPro. So some of you may know about it, some of you might not have seen it yet. I think you'll all agree that it's super exciting and is a really, really good addition to the kind of existing feature. We've just made something amazing, even better. So competition analysis is here, and a lot of you will know that if you click on a seller, it will open up that seller's storefront. And this is really useful because you might think, you know, if they're selling that product that I was just analysing, what else could they be selling that I could potentially analyse and then find a really good deal for me to sell as well. So their storefront will open and you can see here everything that they are selling. You've got the quick look feature, which is really useful because it tells you the ASIN, it tells you the BSR in the main category, it tells you who it's being sold by, so how many FBA and how many MF sellers. You've got a link to the charts and you've also got a link to open it with BuyBotPro as well. Now, the other really useful thing that happens is Manual Sourcing Accelerator opens on the right-hand side. Now, it's defaulted to my marketplace, which is the UK, but you can click along and choose any of the other marketplaces here as well. And you'll see that each product is then kind of shown down the right-hand side. So it's showing me really good information like the current buy box price, current seller's price, and also the BSR as well. And then all I need to do is just click on that product and then I can analyze it here in BuyBotPro. So I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go backwards and forwards between Amazon product pages. I can pop in my buy price and then I can analyze it right here. Now, the new bit that I want to show you is the seller storefront feature. So when this column opens here on the right hand side, you'll see there is now a tab that says store details. Now, this will basically tell you the seller's name, their ID. It will tell you their ratings and their percentage of positive feedback and their review count. And it will also show you their ASIN count as well. And then what's really, really useful is it will show you their top brands and their top categories and their product count in each. This is really useful because you can see what brands are obviously working for them, what brands they are selling, and also the category as well. And then if you click on any of those, it will then open up that brand or that category and show you the products that they are selling in that category or of that brand. So let's click on this top one, for example, and now you are going to see all of the products that that seller is selling that come under that brand. And of course, you then have the quick look for each one as you did previously, but you're looking at something a bit more specific now. And then you have the manual sourcing accelerator on the right hand side. So as I said, it just means that if you are analysing a product, so let's go back to this one, and then you're thinking, oh, actually, you know, what else is this seller selling? Because it's all about competition, obviously competition analysis, but any successful business needs to know their competition. You know, what are they offering? What's making them money? Could you be making money for on those products? So then all you need to do is go in and then you can analyze it further. But BuyBotPro is giving you key bits of information that are shown in the quick look feature and also in the little snippets that you get here from the manual sourcing accelerator for you to then make a decision about whether you want to go and look at that product further. And if you do want to look at it further, you don't need to be going backwards and forwards. You can just do it here, right here, BuyBotPro in the manual sourcing accelerator. So let's just come back to this one. So this is the seller storefront feature. Like I said, giving you key piece of information about that seller and exactly what they are selling. So what brands are popular for them, how many products they've got in each, and what categories they are focusing on, and how many products they've got in each. Let us know any questions about this new feature, guys. I think you'll be just as excited about it as we are. Back to us.
And we're back.
Okay, cool. What does everyone think to that? I did do a poll as well. I like doing my polls.
I love a good poll.
So basically, I asked, did you know about the seller storefront before now? Because I think the whole being able to click on that stock number for each seller and go into their store, I think that doesn't get enough limelight. But I think that's a really cool thing that you can do. And so half of you said, oh, wait, it's just changed now. So, oh, no, it's changed back. Half of you said, yes, I love being able to do this. Oh, that's just changed again. It keeps changing. Okay, so 40% knew about it and they like being able to do that, and 60% did not know about it, but they're going to go and use it.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. Hopefully you guys learned something new.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love how you can click on the brands as well. You know, like you can click on the brand and then it will take you to all of the products within that brand.
Yeah,
I really like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's great for the whole reverse sourcing thing. If you want to go and search it on Google or on eBay or, you know,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it just makes life a little bit easier.
Absolutely love that. I think there's a bit of a love-hate relationship going on with it. Like, people love to be able to spy on other people, but they also don't want people spying on them.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I don't think we have many questions because, like, it's quite an easy feature. And Kaylee obviously did a really great job of explaining everything.
As always. Yeah.
Absolutely. So shall we jump along to another video, because we'll probably have some more questions with the other ones.
Okay. Should we do multi-market analyzer?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, catch you guys in a minute.
See you soon.
Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the multi-market analyzer within BuyBotPro. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit here. So obviously when you analyze a product on BuyBotPro, you are analyzing in whichever marketplace you are in. So for me, that's the UK, and that's indicated by the fact that this is highlighted blue, that top line there. But when BuyBotPro analyzes it, it's also analyzing it in other marketplaces as well. So in order to then see those, you need to head to your multi-market analyzer, and you'll see here that also the German, French and Italian marketplaces have data filled in. Now, when the others don't populate, that's because it's not being offered in that marketplace, just in case you use this feature and then you see any that are blank. So I'm going to talk you through exactly what information the multi-market analyzer shows you. So first of all, if you hover over, you will see that you get a tooltip, and this basically explains a bit more about the multi-market analyzer and the currency conversions. You've then got the flags down the left hand side, of course, to indicate which marketplace the information is relevant to. You've then got your BSR, so your best seller rank, and as you probably know, the lower the number, the faster that product is selling, how quick it sells, and then the higher the number, the slower. So of course this is important, because you can't assume that just because something has a low BSR in one marketplace, it's going to be really low in another. And you'll see here that you have variations between the BSR between the marketplaces. So this is really valuable information. You've then got the current buy box price. Now it's important to note that you'll see different currencies in this column, and that is because the currency is local to the marketplace on that kind of row. So here you'll see we've got pounds, and then we move down and we've got euros, and if your US and your Canadian rows were filled in, you would then move down to US dollars and Canadian dollars as well. You'll notice the boxes are also coloured, so this indicates the type of seller that is currently holding that buy box. So green is FBA, and then grey is MF seller, and then you've also got orange, which is Amazon, and a bright blue, which is MF Prime as well. So seller fulfilled Prime, should I say. So then you've got the profit. Now the currency of the profit will always be the currency of your marketplace. So as I said, I'm UK, so this is in pounds. You've then got your ROI percentage and also your break-even price as well. And you'll notice the break-even price is in different currencies. So that is the currency local to that marketplace. Now, of course, one thing you're going to want to know about is the exchange rate. So here it will show you the current exchange rate. So a pound is however many euros. And if you hover over, it will just tell you a bit about how it works out that number. So the rates are updated hourly, and it also uses multiple data sources from financial institutions and banks to get the exchange rate and then do those conversions. Now, one other thing that's also important to know about the multi-market analyzer is that if you hover over any of the flags, you will then see that it opens a chart for that marketplace. So this basically gives you kind of a quick view into that product and will help you determine whether you want to go ahead and then analyze it in more detail. And then all you need to do is click on the flag, and then it will open up that product listing in that marketplace, and then you can go ahead and use BuyBotPro and analyze it there as well. So that is the multi-market analyzer within BuyBotPro. Really useful, because when you're analyzing a product, obviously you're only going to be analyzing it in your marketplace at that point, and then you can go down and you can see whether you should analyze it in any of the other marketplaces, and then see if it's worth selling in those marketplaces as well, adding even more profit to your business. Back to us.
There we go. That was the multi-market analyzer, guys.
Yep. Really good one.
I mean, that's like really useful, because you might just be selling in one marketplace, but then sometimes the item might be doing it might be doing better in another marketplace, and so that's just sort of like really useful, just to sort of gauge what the item is doing in another marketplace, just in case it is more worth your while selling it in another marketplace. So it's just nice to have that little insight.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since EFN UK came back in as well. I feel like that's become even more useful. I think for a little while people were like, oh, I don't really need that anymore because we can't sell in those other marketplaces without signing up for the PAN scheme. But now that EFN UK is back, it's definitely worth taking a look down there. And even on the US side of things, if you sell in the US marketplaces, for sure. We didn't do a poll on that one, did we?
No, I couldn't really think of what to ask.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Does
anyone have
any... Sorry. I think we're asking the same thing anyway.
Yeah.
Do you need to ship to Amazon warehouses in the country you want to sell in?
So that would be if you are a UK seller, you can now enroll in the EFN UK scheme. So that will, so obviously there was the EFN scheme before, but then we had Brexit, and then it was all like, oh, we can't sell in the EU anymore. And then they brought in the EFN UK scheme, which now allows UK sellers to sell in those marketplaces again. The fees are quite a little bit higher, but you can definitely still make it work, and you don't actually have to ship those products to those other warehouses when you're on that EFN scheme, because Amazon basically just take care of all of that for you, and they take care of the VAT and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely worth looking into for sure. Yeah.
I think that might be it for questions again.
Yeah.
I mean, Katie does such a good job on those videos.
Yes,
but yeah, should we move on to another one?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, guys, if any of you have any questions whatsoever, just pop them in the chat and we're happy to talk through any of the questions that you've got.
Should we do charts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
See you guys in a little while.
See you in a sec.
Okay, so one of the main things that people love BuyBotPro for is the BuyBotPro chart. So I'm on an Amazon product page, I've put in my buy price, I've clicked analyze, and I'm going to come down to the charts and I'm just going to talk you through them. Now, first of all, if you can't see some of them, I'm just going to show you in the settings. If you come down to the chart settings, first of all, you've got a toggle to turn them on and off, completely. So if you can't see them, check there first. You've also got your default day range, so what you want the main chart to open at. So this is set to 90 days for me currently. You've then got the use stepped BSR line toggle. So this basically means whether you want it to be a more jaggedy BSR line or more kind of angled. And then you've also got toggles on and off for the bar chart averages, table chart, the table averages, and the seller stock and price as well. So I've got them all turned on so that I can talk you through them. So let's come down to the main chart first. Now this is where you have kind of the most information in one chart. Each piece of information has a toggle here on the right hand side and is a different color. So it's really easy to find that piece of information on the chart, but you can also turn them on and off as well, because there might be certain things that you do and don't want to see, or there might be kind of two things that you want to compare at a time, and then you can just toggle all of the rest of them off. So this chart shows you information such as the FBA price, the Amazon price, the lowest new price, the FBM price, the bestseller rank, and also the buy box price as well. And then you've got the sales heat map underneath. If you drag a cursor along, it will go along kind of a time frame, and it will tell you those pieces of information at that exact time on that particular date. As I said, you've got the days along the bottom, so it's defaulted to 90 in terms of the day range, because that's what I've got set in my settings. So if there is a day range that you kind of always click on whenever you look at the chart, you can set it to that in the settings, so it will automatically show you that day range when it loads. If you ever want to zoom in, all you need to do is just click and drag, and then the chart will kind of zoom in there, and you can also reset that zoom as well. Really, really crucial information, so you can see things such as the buy box price and the FBA price and Amazon. So let's just toggle these off for a second. So let's say you wanted to compare all of those at any one time. Like I said, it's super simple to turn the others off so that you can really concentrate and drill down into those pieces of information that you want. Then you've got a sales heat map underneath. So if you can't see this, just make sure it's toggled on there. This is kind of like a temperature map on a weather forecast. So, you know, when you look at the temperatures and it shows red is, you know, super, super hot, orange is a little bit cooler, and then yellow is kind of, you know, not particularly hot at all. So this basically shows you how well that product is selling over time. So again, you can change the day range. So the day range will change both the main chart and the sales heat map as well. And you can see whether it's always kind of red hot, whether it's always a good seller, or if there's certain kind of periods and time when it sells better, because it might be a seasonal product or it might be an all-round really good seller. You've then got your offer and reviews chart. So this shows you your new offer count, shows you your review count, and it also shows you your rating as well. As with the other charts, you can toggle certain pieces of information off. You can hover over with the mouse and it will show you exactly what the new offer count, the review and the ratings were at any given point. And you can also zoom in as well. And of course, you can reset the zoom. You've then got your main and subcategory BSR values. So this is really useful because, of course, when we talk about BSR in general, it's going to go by the main category, which in this case is toys and games. But that product might also be in some subcategories. So, for example, building sets here. So it will compare all of the categories that it's in and show you their BSR values across a certain time period. Underneath that, you've got the buy box statistics table. So I'm just going to talk you through. I guess some people might not associate this with the charts, but I'm going to talk you through because it's in this kind of section. So this basically shows you how that buy box has been shared out over a certain time period. So you've got 30 days, you've got 90, you've got 180, and you've got 365. So it shows you the percentage of time that seller has won the buy box. So you'll see here we've got our top one at 91% is Amazon. If you click on a seller, it will open up that seller's feedback and reviews. So you can basically have a look through and see a bit more about that seller. Let's come back to the buy box statistics table. So you also have a column, so there will be a tick in that column if they are FBA. You've got their rating, so their percentage of positive feedback, and their review count. You've also got when they last won the buy box, so the date and the time that they won that buy box. And then in a different kind of way to tell you that information is how long ago they won it. So you can see that they last, for example, let's say this seller here last won it on the 5th of February at 10:22, and that was 5 months ago, for example. Really, really useful to see how that buy box has been shared out. Coming down, you then have your bar chart averages. So this is the information from the main chart, but kind of split up into individual charts, because we know that everyone works in different ways and kind of processes information differently. So we want to make it easy for you to choose how you kind of analyze that information and how you look at it. So you've got each of those pieces of information in a different chart here. And then you've also got it in table format as well. Coming down, we've then got our seller position and stock level and price chart. So this is basically your competition analysis, some of the information in the competition analysis in a chart form. So you'll see here you've got the seller position along the bottom and you've got the price along the top and along the side here. So as I hover over, I can see the number one seller position, I can see their price, and I can see their current stock level. And as I move the mouse along, I can see that for each of the seller positions here. So those are your charts within BuyBotPro. I think so many people, think they're crucial to their analysis with BuyBotPro, but also I think a lot of people kind of look at them but don't necessarily know exactly what information it's showing them. So definitely worth taking some time to have a look through and see how you can make the information in the BuyBotPro charts help you when you're making your decisions. Back to us.
So there we go. That was the charts, guys.
Yeah, I keep saying absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to jump to the chat because we had a couple of questions from the last video. So Bruno said, would you need to be registered for taxes on those countries? I wish to enroll to that. Okay, so if you were to enroll to the PAN scheme, then that would mean that you would have to be registered for VAT in every single one of those countries. If you are a UK seller and you want to sell to Germany, France, Spain, and Italy, you can enroll in EFN and EFN UK, and that means that you don't have to enroll to be VAT registered in any of those countries because Amazon will sort out all of the VAT for you and everything like that. You can also do that if you are an EU seller, so that would be part of the EFN EU scheme, and it's basically the same, but you can't obviously sell to the UK in that scheme. And then, like I say, PAN is the one whereby you need to be registered for VAT in all of them, which is quite costly. But Amazon do have a couple of bits where they actually make it a little bit better for you. If you did decide that you wanted to do that, they sort out, I believe, I haven't done this before, but I believe they sort out like all your accounting needs type of thing, and they do that for a fee. I think the last time I knew about it was £400 per country. So it's still quite costly, but the option's there if you need it. I hope that answers your question, Bruno. Please let me know if you would like to know anything else. Joy said, is it BuyBotPro that gets Seller Central to send emails about competitive price? The answer to that is no. It's probably a repricer that's doing that. I don't know if you're maybe talking about the repricing error emails that you could potentially be getting. But if you want to let us know a little bit more information, then we can definitely help you with that.
Mireille, all looks great, thank you. Separate question, is there any intention to be able to use the manual quick check through Excel or PDF?
I'm not sure that I understand. I'm not sure. I don't know. If you want to give us a little bit more context, the manual quick check, do you mean the manual sourcing accelerator? I'm not sure which bit you mean, but just let us know. We don't have anything currently that does anything to Excel or PDF. We do have our Google Sheets export, where you can export a good deal to your Google Sheets. But if that's not what you mean, then just let us know. Do we have anything over on Q&A? No. Okay.
But I did do a poll. So I asked which chart helps you the most. Now, obviously, all of them are really useful, and it's always worth having a flick through them all. But maybe some of you guys might find one of them a bit more, like, one of them might be a bit more useful for you than the other one. So 70% of you said the main sales chart, of course, because you get loads and loads of stuff in there. There's like so much you can read in that chart. 10% said the sales heat map. That is actually one of my personal favorites. So good on you guys. And then we had 10% for the averages charts and 10% for the seller position chart, which is good to know.
Yeah, it is. Sure.
Robert has asked, once I've compiled keeper data, what is the quickest way to run through BuyBotPro?
So the quickest way to analyze with BuyBotPro is to go to the sales page, pop the details in and click analyze. We get lots of our data from Keeper. I don't know which bits of data you mean exactly, but being on the Amazon listing page is the quickest way to run things through BuyBotPro, and the only way. So Joy said, thanks for that. I keep receiving emails that my price is not competitive and that BuyBot states that the price I bought the item is competitive, and they want me to reduce my cost price without considering FBA charges. Okay, that sounds like a repricing error, but that's not really anything to do with BuyBotPro. They might be talking about they're probably saying that the price that you've got, they can't put you in the buy box for that because it's just far too high a price to be considered good for their customers, because obviously Amazon are always trying to make sure that they are giving their customers the absolute best price possible. And if they deem your price to be a little bit too high, they're going to want to let you know, because as much as they want to sell your products, they also can't sell it for what they would deem to be an unreasonable price. So I would assume that that is the problem there. You probably need to bring that price down a little bit.
Murray says, apologies, I'll try clarify. Yes, manual sourcing accelerator, wondering if that could be used on products listed in Excel/PDF. I think you answered with it being possible to export to Google Sheets. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, so we don't currently have something whereby you can upload like an Excel or a PDF to analyze lots of deals, if that's what you mean. But like I say, we do have the export to Google Sheets, and we're adding new features all the time. So yeah, just keep a lookout for the new features. Yeah.
Cool.
Do we have any more questions? Oh, did one just come in? Oh, Joy said, sorry, I was disconnected. I didn't listen to your response. So I think it's repricing errors, Joy. I think you need to bring that price down. I think Amazon are probably deeming your price to be a little bit too expensive. But if you want to reach out to us on info@buybotpro.com, then we can definitely take a look for you and see what's going on there. I don't think it's got anything to do with BuyBotPro itself, though. Robert said, can you go over exporting of Google Sheets? So we have planned structures of these webinars, and it's not actually in this particular one, but I do believe that we maybe did it in the last one.
We did. I mean, to be fair, there's probably a couple of videos on how, like showing you how to do that on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you a link to one of those videos. When we do the next video, I'll see if I can grab a link and put it in the chat, maybe. So then you'll be able to watch that. And yeah. But yeah, we'll show you how to export Google Sheets. So with that being said, shall we move on to the next video?
Yes, I think we should do the last one first, not the second to last one.
Oh, the VAT. Yep. Okay. Sure. Right. We'll catch you guys in a moment.
Okay. See you soon.
Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk you through some of the VAT bits within BuyBotPro, so some of the toggles and some of the settings, just to show you exactly kind of who they apply to and what they can be used for. So the first thing, or one of the first things you need to do when you get BuyBotPro is set up your VAT settings to make sure that BuyBotPro is taking into account what it needs to take into account, and also it's not taking anything into account that it doesn't need to make sure everything's accurate. So if you just click on your cog here, you'll see you have got a drop down here under tax and VAT settings. Now, if you're a US or Canadian seller, then you just need to choose not applicable US and Canadian sellers, and that's really, really simple. Make sure you come down to the bottom and click Save and Sync so that BuyBotPro can input those changes, and then you're all good to go. So the next one down on that drop down is non-VAT registered. So this is the majority of new sellers and also smaller businesses, because they don't yet need to register for VAT because they haven't hit that threshold. The other thing that if you're non-VAT registered, you will want to know about and take a look at are these two toggles here. So the referral fee VAT exemption toggle and the FBA fee VAT exemption toggle. Now, because the UK has left the EU, this means that you shouldn't be paying VAT on those fees. Now, bear in mind, this isn't something that you can just toggle on and you're all good to go. You need to request this exemption from Amazon through Seller Central. So like I said, you can't just toggle it on for your own accord. You need to make sure that you've got confirmation from Amazon. And once you have, you can toggle them on. Don't forget to click Save and Sync, and then BuyBotPro knows exactly what to take into account. Then the next one down, you have got standard accounting. So standard accounting is a VAT registered seller once the turnover reaches a certain amount. Once you choose that option and click Save and Sync, you'll notice that another toggle becomes available to you in the settings, and that is the grocery VAT toggle. Now, of course, don't forget you've got tooltips to explain these things in a bit more detail. So this is a toggle where you can basically choose how you want BuyBotPro to calculate VAT on items in the grocery category. So whether that is 0% or 20%. A lot of people will choose to set it to 0 because often items in the grocery category are 0. But you might be thinking, well, actually some aren't. So what BuyBotPro then has is the VAT override. So let's say you've got it set to 0 here. If you come back to your main panel using that cog there, you'll see there's a box that's appeared here, the VAT percentage override. And that basically means that you can input a percentage of VAT and it will override the VAT percentage that has been applied in your settings on that grocery toggle. So let's say, like I said, you've set your grocery toggle to 0, as generally ASINs in the grocery category will be 0, but you know that a specific product isn't 0, it's a different percentage. You can override it using that box, and then BuyBotPro will take that into account. The other one you have, other option you have in your settings is flat rate scheme. So the flat rate scheme is where basically a seller can pay a lower percentage of VAT on their annual turnover. It works best for businesses where physical product purchases are low, so it's unusual for online arbitrage sellers to be on a flat rate scheme. The rates are determined by HMRC and they do vary from sector to sector. Like I said, it's not very common among online arbitrage sellers, but of course we want to make sure that that option's there for you. The other VAT thing I want to just make people aware of, if they haven't seen it, or maybe they're not quite sure how it works, you'll notice you have a little kind of a button here that's got a minus and a time multiply sign and things on it. So if you hover over, it says buy price VAT percentage override. So this is, if you click on it, basically gives you the option to change the VAT on the buy price, because you might be purchasing items from a country that doesn't charge you VAT, so you want to override that buy price VAT percentage, and that's the box there where you would input that and then obviously hit the analyze button afterwards. Hope that all makes sense. Back to us.
And there we are. Just on the back of that as well, if anyone does happen to be new to BuyBotPro here, I mean, you would have seen it in that video, but everything in your basic settings, we 100% definitely recommend that you go through and sort of like fill in everything in there. So things like the VAT, your VAT status, the ROI method, and any sort of fees and such, they're super important just to make sure that BuyBotPro is working out everything in full correspondence to you guys. So yeah, as I say, definitely make sure that you've got everything in your basic settings at least all set up and filled in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great tip. It's definitely very important, because sometimes people come along and they're like, hey, this is not right. And it's like, yeah, because you need to fill these bits in.
Yeah.
So, absolutely.
I also put a link as well in the sticky message to the BuyBotPro YouTube channel. So if there is anything that we've not maybe covered in this training session and you want to know about it, if you need any help at any point, check out the YouTube channel. There's a tutorial for pretty much everything to do with BuyBotPro on there. And then when we are done with these training webinars, they also go up on the YouTube channel as well if you did want to rewatch.
Yeah, they certainly do. So I don't think we have any questions, but something that I just wanted to add before we go on to the next video. So this next one is exciting, but I just want to say prior that it is still in beta. We are still very much testing the water with it, and we've actually just added a slightly new section to it that isn't going to be on this video, and it's a category drop down. We don't know whether we're going to keep it or not. So if after this video you guys think, oh, I'm going to go and have a look at this particular this particular feature, it might look a little bit different, and that's why. So we'll definitely do a new video if we decide to keep that bit in there. But like I say, this next feature is in beta. So first of all, shall we explain a little bit about what it is before we actually do the video?
Okay.
Yeah. Shall I go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So lots of you will have seen products in the past whereby you want to analyze them and there is no weight and dimensions in Amazon. And this can be a little bit more tricky on the mobile app side of things. I'm sure lots of you have been frustrated over there because you've scanned something and it's gone, hey, we've not got any weight and dimensions. We can't analyze this for you. So then lots of people were asking to be able to put those weight and dimensions in themselves to get an accurate analysis. So we've gone ahead and we've added that into the BuyBotPro desktop. It's currently in the works for BuyBot Go, which is super exciting. I know so many of you are going to love that so much. But like I say, it is in beta. It is in testing stages because Amazon have just updated their new revenue calculator. And so that's all to do with why we were able to actually implement this feature. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on it before we jumped into it. But it's still super exciting nonetheless. It's going to be really helpful for lots of you. And don't get me wrong, there will be some of you that think, well, how am I supposed to know the weight and dimensions of something? And I guess it's for people that do know the weight and dimensions of something. If you've already bought something because it was on sale, it was super cheap, and you thought, I've got to be able to make money on that, and you've already got it there to weigh and measure, or whether you can find it on a different website, how much it weighs and the measurements and stuff. But either way, it just gives you that little bit more flexibility, and it's super helpful. So yeah, that's it. Okay.
Hi guys, I resolved the sound issues after 5 minutes, but missed the first video. Can you tell me the name and I'll look it up? I don't think that specific video is up on YouTube on its own. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Hol, but
no, I don't think that it is just yet.
Either way, though, sorry. I mean, either way, though, this whole webinar is being recorded, and provided that technology doesn't fail us, then the whole webinar is going to go up on YouTube anyway, Kieran. So you'll be able to catch it there.
Yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed it doesn't. It hasn't failed us yet, has it? On all of the ones we've done. Yeah,
no, should be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But right, we built up that momentum. Let's play this.
Let's jump in. See you soon.
In a minute.
Okay, so in this video I want to show you something that's super new to BuyBotPro, and I think a lot of you will be excited about because we've had quite a lot of requests for it. So I'm just going to zoom in here, and you'll notice that a table has appeared here called Package, Dimensions and Weight. So this will only show when Amazon don't have the dimensions for a product. Sometimes if I scroll further down, sometimes they'll show the weight and the dimensions in different parts of the page. So maybe in here or a bit further down, which I don't even think it has that section here because it's set out in this one. So you haven't got all of the different, the weight and the dimensions. So this little table has appeared. So this basically means that you can input the details yourself. So a lot of people have been asking for this, as I said, the ability to input it so that BuyBotPro can take that into account. There is a little drop down here, which means you can choose between centimetres and kilograms and inches and pounds, depending on whether you are metric or imperial. And then you can just input the details. So it will basically allow BuyBotPro to analyse and take that into account, the different referral fees or storage fees. So you can put it in. So you can put in your width, your height, your length. You don't have to add a weight, but obviously you can put in the dimensions and then hit the analyze button. This will also be added into BuyBot Go, which is super exciting. If you are using BuyBot Go for retail arbitrage and you're out and about scanning products, you will be able to also have this in there as well. So that means that BuyBot Pro and BuyBot Go can just be even more accurate. And where the dimensions aren't, where Amazon don't have the dimensions for a product, you are able to input them so that BuyBot Pro can make sure that it's taking everything into account. So I think a lot of you will be really excited about that one. Back to us.
There we are, guys. The newest feature to be added into BuyBotPro. What do you think? I did do a poll asking what you think as well. Yeah, so 66, I love it, and 33, I love it.
Yeah, it's a great new feature, and like I say, it just gives you that extra bit of flexibility, just allows you to do that little bit more. Super helpful, and going to be even more helpful when it's in that BuyBot Go app. I'm going to really love that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are all the videos. If anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Lots of really cool features. Yeah. Lots of lovely updates for BuyBotPro, and lots more to come. Lots of exciting things.
Hopefully everyone was able to take away something new today. Like, if nothing else, definitely that last video.
Yeah, absolutely. If we do decide to keep that category thing in there as well, we'll definitely do another video so that you guys know the new shape of that feature, just in case we do have to keep it. But I'm hoping that we will be able to detect that automatically and take away that bit. Yeah, so Bruno said, I'm not sure how much I'll be using it, but it's great to have it there. Absolutely, 100%.
You never know when you'll need it.
For sure. I can guarantee there'll be a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think that we have any more questions. We'll wait a couple of minutes. But
yeah.
See if any come in.
We'll give it a moment, see if anyone else has any questions. But I mean, maybe you come up with a question after this training webinar. And if so, please don't feel stuck with anything. You can reach out to our wonderful support team. They're available 24/7. So that's info@buybotpro.com. I'll just put it in the chat. Obviously, as I say, you've got the YouTube videos. There's training videos in BuyBot Pro. And we do these webinars. How often do we do them?
Is it every 2 weeks? Or is it, no, it's kind of every 2 weeks, but it goes BuyBot Pro, Profit Protector Pro, BuyBot Pro, Profit Protector Pro. So like once a month.
Yeah, so you'll catch this again in a month's time. We do have some stuff in the chat now.
Yeah.
Does BuyBot Pro have a RA product scanner that analyzes and stores on mobile phone? Yes, indeed, Robert. That is BuyBot Go, which is the free mobile app that comes as part of your BuyBot Pro subscription. So, you can have that on your phone. And basically, it's got like a little scanner. So if you are out and about and you see something maybe on like the clearance rack and you're like, oh, I want to get in on that, well, you can scan it with the app, scan the barcode, and it will analyze it there and then for you. So you'll be able to sort of figure out on the dot if it's something, that you want to go ahead with. I mean, if you didn't happen to have any internet or anything whilst you are out and about, you can still scan it. It will just add it to a queue for you. So then when you are connected again, it will work its way through that queue. So it's a really handy feature to have in the app.
That's such a cool feature. We should shout about that next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Sometimes the MultiMarket Analyzer has a different price to the sellers. Is there any reason that this could happen?
So a different price to the sellers. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but the location that you have set on Amazon can have a lot to do with the prices that you see. So it might be that you need to change that up a little bit. But if you're having any trouble with anything, just send a message, and all screenshots are always super helpful. If you want to send them over to info@buybotpro.com, we can definitely take a look for you. Definitely.
Is this recorded for watching later? Yep, that's right, Tracy. We have been recording this entire training session, and provided that technology doesn't fail us, the whole thing will be going up on YouTube, so you can catch it all again whenever you want.
Yeah, so Bruno said, thank you so much for taking the time, guys, to do this webinar to show us the new features. Very excited about it all. You're very welcome, Bruno. Do you have an offer to have the BuyBot Pro and Profit Protector tools purchased together? No, currently they have to be bought separately right now. Karen said, thank you for the free training. Yureem said, thank you. Robert said, thank you for the tutorials, my friends. Until next time, peace.
You're most welcome.
Robert. Yeah, okay. So I think we're all done. I don't think we have any more questions.
Nope.
Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, sure. Let's wrap up there. Thank you to everyone that joined us today. Thank you very much for your time. Again, we hope that you learned something new or it helped you with something. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, we will. Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.